main drain's in. That runs up this side of the fairway up to where the pipe's coiled up on the floor, further past the digger. The top end of the fairway back towards the tee. That'll be a separate section of drainage that we install hopefully next week if the weather holds. We've then got most of the laterals in and stoned up, so we're just finishing off stoning up one or two of the remaining laterals on this part, and then put the end there. Phil's digging out the tail ends for the remaining laterals that we need to trench out later on today. Get them stoned up, and then a few extra little bits where we're going to dig in with the digger into these wet spots that are mainly in the rough, just to try and get them a bit drier. Time mowing today, guys. We've been doing long shifts, double shifts this week really. Been working on a drainage job on a golf course during the day, and then once we're finished on that I've been jumping on the mower of an evening, just trying to make or take advantage of the decent weather we've had. Ground conditions are good, so get a good cut on the pitches. It's the first one most of them will have had since I think we've managed to get on in mid-October, a little bit of a dryish spell, so it's good to get back on them, get them tidied up, and then in the coming week or two, when they run up to them coming back into use, we'll get them fed, aerated, and gradually reduce the height of cut. I have to say, as much as I love the 45-20, the standard work lights were absolutely pants. And on the camera there I can see it doesn't actually show up all of the light throw from the LED lights that are fitted to the front and the rear work lights, but it actually goes a lot further than what you can see. Allows me to follow the strike from the previous pass with the mower easily, whereas the standard ones on the John Deere, they were absolutely naff. You couldn't really see anything beyond the bonnet. Fitting the same ones at the back, again on the camera, seems to show two almost separate spots, but here in person there is one consistent fan of light that allows us to see what's gone behind, spot any problems, and just help us keep mowing once we lose the daylight. End of the month, the clocks will go forward, so we'll gain an extra hour of light straight away, and that'll really help us push on with the regular maintenance of grass, particularly as it comes into the more active growing season, where at least one cut a week's needed, sometimes a couple of cuts, to keep everywhere looking smart and tidy, and keep the grass itself nice and healthy. You've seen all you can really see. There's only so much of a little light being off the front of the tractor that I can show you without getting too tedious, so we'll call it a day for today in terms of filming, and I'll try and get a bit more footage of our drainage job tomorrow at the golf club. Got little bits of it, but some of the ground's been pretty grim for travelling on, which makes it a little bit more fiddly with the different machines and implements that we're using, so we're spending a bit more time setting up and checking, back and throw a little bit, so not quite got as much footage as I would have liked, but still got a couple of bits to show you, and as I say, I'll hopefully pick a little bit more up tomorrow. We should be pretty much done tomorrow. A few drain lines left now to put some root zone on the top of the stone, and then we're pretty much there. I mentioned last week in the mowing video about the build up of worm casts on the pitch and how that would lead to the clumping, so to help reduce the risk of that happening, or the amount of that happening, I've got the 1026R here with a little Sisis brush on the back. But yeah, this is our main pitch, our first team pitch at Charnock Richard, and it's probably not going to get used again this season, or what is this season, although games resume, or training and friendlies can resume on the 29th of March. The league we play in, the North West counties, have suspended their season, cancelled it, null and void, so we won't play again this season. So hopefully we can get a nice early renovation done, and we can then give it some time to recover before it's back in use. This top end, that's just the penalty spot there, and just out to the edge of the box and around the D has been a wet area for quite a while now that we've really struggled to move water from. The rest of the pitch will drain, if it's holding water, relatively quickly and allowing play to go ahead. This area really slow draining, so during season you can just see one of the lines there. We popped some additional drainage in when one of the lockdowns came in. Second drain there and a third drain up the top, just to try and help move water from this area. Not ideal having to returf straight away, but we had about 4 weeks before play was due to resume, so we had to get it covered back down, and then we have a drain that carries it out to the main drain of the existing system. So yeah, we're hoping to make some improvements in this area this summer with the renovations. Hopefully we'll have enough in the budget to get some gravel bands installed across these drains that we've installed during the season, and then the rest of the pitch will give it a really good scarifying out. We'll get it overseeded, plenty of seed on there, get some grass going, hopefully some in the region 60 to 100 tonne of sand, get that worked in, levelled out, get plenty of aeration going on, vertidrain, earthquake, and then give it a really good feeding and some help getting going. Bit of recovery time, and then hopefully when football's due to resume again in time for the normal season next year, hopefully the pitch will be in good shape. Just tidying up around the edge now, and well, a few of you might have spotted this little rascal. The only post we can't get out of the ground, no matter what we do, seems to be stuck in its socket. So it lives there all year round, while the other 3 posts get a rest. Well, end of a busy week, end of a video. See you next time.